Hi, my name is Nathan, and today we're going to do a comic book review of Venom Issue Number 8, brought to you by RatedComics. Let's get to it. Before we begin this issue, I'm just going to give a little summary to what happened previously. Eddie Brock is the new King in Black, the leader of the symbiote species and the center of its telepathic hive mind in the garden. Trying to control the symbiotes from Earth, Eddie inadvertently dislodged his consciousness from space-time and arrived at the end of existence itself. In the process, his physical body was destroyed, leaving only his consciousness marooned in the distant and dangerous future, and his son, Dylan, alone with the Venom symbiote, who we told him not to bond with, but too late for that, in present day. Eddie has encountered other Kings in Black at the end of time. Though their intentions for him remain unclear, regardless, Eddie has committed himself to get back to his son, no matter the cost. So we see Eddie, time goes by strange in the garden. He doesn't know how long it's been. Other Kings in Blacks are avoiding him, mostly because of his spat with Bedlam in a couple issues or in the first story arc. Eddie Brock is waiting for Meridius, thinking that maybe Meridius will help him to get back in time. But then again, time does things to you when you have nothing but time to think for yourself. The Bible said idle time is a devil's playground. I guess you could call it that. So his mind starts warping into things like I gotta get back to my son. But all I can do is think in my head. And Lord, I haven't felt alone like this since forgive me. And we see all these flashbacks of Lady talking with the hive, connecting with the hive, wondering what's in the hive, about the time when he bonded with the symbiote, the Venom symbiote, when it found him. It saved his life, his soul, and maybe then, and he thinks about it, but I abandoned my other to play hero, to play God, like I abandoned my son. And we see a flashback of Dylan getting consumed by Bedlam in the previous issues. Intrusive thoughts of Dylan in pain, being attacked, dying, enemies I can't protect because he's here and he has nothing, and he's just stuck, but he wants to get out. And he's like, Meridius will be back. Maybe Meridius will help me to get back to my son. But it's a prison. I can't stay here. I got to get out. I got to get out. And Eddie Brock goes into this rage, his consciousness, his wrath. And in doing so, he unlocks the War Symbiote Command Protocol, activating it. And by doing that, he's like, okay, this is new. They're on deck duty, ceding body control to the pilot of the symbiote. He's like, okay, well, where am I at? So that panic attack that he had earlier, all that concentration couldn't keep him in that current time stream. He dislodged himself into a time stream, making a jump back. Question is, what time stream is Eddie Brock in now? And when? So the War Symbiote communicates with him by saying, pilot mind query acknowledged. You are in the current homeworld Earth, cycle 6134. And Eddie Brock's like, okay, so he's in the 602nd century. So he starts to guess what he's doing. He's talked to his War Symbiote, and the War Symbiote's like, okay, further mission data to be provided by Pilot Mind. We're gonna upload the mission data into your mind. So Eddie Brock's like, okay, good. I'm as dark into it as you are. But he might have to learn some things quick because he can feel the time stream tugging back at him because of this wrath he did where he concentrated himself or wrathed himself into a different time stream. He doesn't yet know how to control his current time stream jumps. So these minions, these Kang The Conqueror minions tell him to halt. You are unauthorized personnel for the Conqueror's glory. And he's like, okay, I just got to react and defend myself. You don't know me, I'm below you, so I'm going to go at it. So the War Symbiote tells him, look, we're entering into a combat zone with Conqueror's minions. This is against protocol. Protocol my ass, they're coming at me, bro. But if it's against protocol, how is Eddie Brock able to control the symbiote against protocol just to do the attack? They unleash like an explosion. Eddie Brock tells the War Symbiote, all right, buddy boy, nice going. The War Symbiote's like, buddy boy? You calling me buddy boy? I mean, what are you doing here? Well, I've got to call you something. And the War Symbiote's like, look, I am a War Class Type 2 Battle Clintar. War Star is an acceptable designation, not buddy boy. And Eddie Brock's like, okay, it's a funny moment. He's like, okay, man, like all the symbiotes have violent names such as Scream, Riot, and Phage. I'm just trying to turn over a new leaf, you know what I mean? So spread a little love and peace. So this War Symbiote tells Eddie Brock that he's Battle Clintar level 2. As they're walking him on the spaceship, they come across warning, Battle Clintar level 4 detected. And this thing looks like it has weapons on top of weapons with those spikes. And in a fair fight, this thing will tear Eddie Brock alive. But with the mind upload from this War Class symbiote, he implants transmission about the ship, and he gets this intel about the field disruptor. So he uploads his mind into that link, and like the War Star knows about the windows, they're force fields. So even if he breaks one with the micro disruptor drone, it'll reseal in less than a second. So now Eddie Brock knows everything about that ship because of that War Class symbiote, just as much as that Battle Clintar level 4 does. So what does he do? He uses that disruptor clone to open up the window, open it, and get that Battle Clintar out of it because it was dumb enough to stand next to it. And guess what? I hope you enjoyed the view, Red Battle Clintar. So in other words, Eddie Brock could not fight that brother straight up. He had to fight him with some thinking, you know what I mean? So as he looks to get to another part of the ship, it opens a door, and now he sees Kang the Conqueror just looking at him, but he is not surprised to be there. He stands there in a casual, calm, prepared-like manner, like he's seen every tomorrow and mapped them all out, like Kang the Conqueror knew him already. And Kang the Conqueror's like, I'm curious how the Warstar class is a stickler for protocols, but you really should be here without authorization like the Eddie Brock. But then again, you always did have a way with symbiotes. So Edward's like, you know who I am? I've known you for years across eons. 10,000 years ago, we stood on the bridge much like this one, and I showed you a hard light hologram. It was the universe. Each galaxy the size of a single grain of sand. I ran them through my fingers and I said to you, all this, my friend, if you play by my game, on my board, by my rules, all this could be yours, says Kang the Conqueror. And Eddie Brock's like, all right, bro. I mean, did I tell you where to shove it? And Kang's like, wait a minute. It's almost like he's talking to him like as we're friends. I mean, he's seen this timeline play out before. And then as he continues his speech, and Eddie Brock's like, man, who the hell cares? You know, I remember who you are. To me, you're just another person that the Avengers fight. You ain't nobody. Well, this will be a strange first meeting, and they go at it in a battle. And this War Class Clintar Level 2 tells Eddie Brock, you know, we are in error. We are attacking the Conqueror and stuff. It is extremely against protocol. New mission here. Put on your personal defenses, and we're going to test his personal defenses. We get a bonus if you kick his blue butt off this ship. And Battle Clintar is like, okay, mission accomplished. We're going to acknowledge. We're going to do this. Let's let the butt kicking commence. So he throws projectiles at Kang the Conqueror. Projectiles. Such a primitive technology. Oh, Eddie Brock, what, bro? You want primitive? How about some fire for some primitive, huh? Projectile throwing this flamethrower at 2,000 degrees. And Kang the Conqueror's like slightly more imaginative, but still, with rapid molecular motion, is hardly a threat to man himself who can freeze time. You're engaged in a battle you have no understanding about. And then Eddie Brock's like, dude, I mean, this guy's still talking to me like a friend. Maybe he is a friend. And Kang the Conqueror's like, while waging war, you comprehend even less. I promise you, all I'm trying to do is help. Eddie Brock's okay, maybe I should listen to him. It is his board game, but let's play by his rules, if he wants to play by his rules. So Eddie Brock tells his symbiote, take the shape of his weapon and give me his weapon. So now he looks more like Venom and gets that weapon of a sword. And Kang the Conqueror's like, touche, I'm almost proud of you, Eddie. This is the first lesson I ever taught you in this timeline. Know when your enemy has a superior weapon and make it your own. To slit your foe's throat with his own blade is the sweetest pleasure of all. And Eddie Brock's like, yeah, you like that? But you're not quite there yet. So Kang the Conqueror slashes off his arm, even though Eddie Brock is all symbiote and just all conscious at this point, nothing physical. And he tells you could have never hurt me, bro. Never. Because what I did was this. What you copied from me wasn't a weapon. Stand up, you're fine. So Eddie Brock's kind of humiliated, like, what did you do? I used the time sword to pin your temporal form to this moment of now, like pinning a butterfly to a board. It'll last long enough, you can relax. And he's like, you knew I was having problems? How much do you know about me? Everything you told me in that timeline, of course, in the future and in the past. In your future, my past, you're able to move more freely in the timeline. I can start your training in whatever you like. And Eddie Brock's like, I should trust this guy, you know? But if this is a way to reach Dylan, mastering how to maneuver through timelines, then I gotta be all right with it for now. So Kang the Conqueror's like, that's it for now. Now, if you excuse me, I have to go to the Conqueror's room. And Eddie Brock's like, okay, I'll just sit back. So as he enters the Conqueror's room, Meridius is there. He's like, well, fill me in. And Kang the Conqueror's like, he's suspicious, he's violent, he cut through a time bath through my troops, and I don't think he's too happy about all the conquering. Well, says Meridius, we have to be true to our nature, right? You say he's suspicious? Yeah, he is about my motive, but he hasn't guessed that I'm baiting someone else's trap. Who else could predict even he would be here at this utterly random room at this utterly random point in time? Who could possibly plan for that? Says Kang the Conqueror. And of course, Meridius is like, who indeed? And that is where we end this issue. Personally, my favorite part of this book is Eddie Brock's battle with Kang the Conqueror. It is an insane issue. I'm obviously definitely intrigued with this. I had a hell of a time reading this, and I personally like the storyline of Eddie Brock getting back to his son and the struggles with that. More interesting so than Dylan Brock. Don't get me wrong, in my personal opinion, Dylan Brock's storyline to me is like New York strip steak. I will order, I will eat it, but my first choice in ordering a steak is a ribeye. Eddie Brock's storyline is more juicy, more thicker, more marbling to me. That's just my opinion, but you guys let me know. Comment below, let me know. With all that being said, Venom issue number 8. What you guys think of the comic book? Comment below, let me know. And also, if you like the content we're throwing up, you know what to do. Don't be shy, don't be stingy. Here at Rated Comics, we do awesome comic book reviews, comic book related content with the occasional comic book giveaway. Don't forget to check us out on our other social media platforms, TikTok, Instagram, and whatnot. Where on Whatnot, we do amazing comic book giveaways and comic book auctions at amazing bargain prices. Link in the description if you wish to add this comic book to your comic book collection. Thanks again for watching. Until next time.